Welcome. You're tuned to the Urban Affairs program. It's time to get up for Urban Perspectives with your host, Pete Rhodes.
Welcome. You're watching Urban Perspectives. I'm your host, Pete Rhodes. On this edition of Urban Perspectives, we spotlight style, fashion, and highlight a diverse array of professionals in the fashion industry. Today, it's all about swag on Urban Perspectives. My first guest is co-founder of the Dandies Project, which is dedicated to showcasing styles, personalities, and professionals. He's the creator of the Minneapolis events company, I Am Moody. Please welcome Richard Moody. Richard, thanks for being here with me today.
Thank you. Congratulations, wonderful.
Well, thank you so much, and thanks for allowing us to talk about this huge industry that we are definitely involved in. You created this new project, the Dandies Project.
Yes.
What is it about, and what is considered a dandy?
Well, we created the Dandies Project to really highlight men of color, supporting other men of color, to also collaborate with each other and also mentor young men of color. Because the story is, our story could be anyone's story. Yeah. And the story is to get out, to continue to support each other and move forward.
So now, why is it so important? When we look at the negative connotations as well as the negative images that are portrayed as well as talked about in terms of young African-American men, why is this project so important?
It's important because our story could be their story. And with all this negativity, we need to step forward, men of color going, it's possible. Don't let the system beat you down. Don't let your neighborhood hold you back. We're out there to support them and mentor. Someone grabbed us forward and said, you're out. You're going to move forward. And that's what the support is with the Minnesota Dandies 2014 and 2015. And we hope you're one of our dandies moving forward.
Well, hey, I feel fantastic about being offered the opportunity, and I hope I can just fit the bill.
You'll be fine.
You know, when you look at support of projects, in particular projects of color, projects, urban projects, it seems sometimes difficult to find the support and the sponsorship. How has that been out there for you?
It can be, but if you align yourselves with other men and dandies who know other sources, it works. But living in Minnesota may just be Minnesota, that we have to continue to be positive and know that within our realm, we can make it work. There's no is not an option.
No is not an option.
No
I like
is not
that.
an option.
I like that. So when we talk about a dandy, individuals who are watching as well may say, what is a dandy? Yeah. So we brought along two models from
two
the
dandies.
Dandies.
Actually, they're Alski dandies with their own company. From Minnesota, our first ever full-on fashion week, or weekend this year at the West End Mall. So the dandies are young men or men of color who have other things going on, other jobs, and that's our role, to continue to support their businesses and let other young dandies know you can be one of us.
Well, let's talk about the style of a dandy. That's a major part of the project itself. Yeah. How you look. I remember coming up when my parents would go out, they would be, as they say, sharp as a tack.
There you go.
How important is that, and what does a dandy look like when he's dressed down?
You know, dandy, because it's all about perception and it's 80% presentation. So when you leave that house, wherever you came from, it's dressing up. And that makes you feel good about yourself. So the dandies, right now we're all into bow ties or ties or hats, whatever the trend is, but we also want to let people know it doesn't have to be fashion fabulous, it could be secondhand. Yeah. But when you wear it, step out.
Wear it well.
Wear it well.
So now we're going to take a look at a couple dandies.
Yes.
And what are they wearing that puts them in?
They're wearing the latest trends, you know. Enie's got a double-breasted suit, and he's fabulous. He's owned two very successful men's and women's stores, Ivy. You've got Chris McDuff, who's in a fabulous suit as well, who's a very successful photographer who also happens to be African-American and a newlywed.
Yeah, yeah.
So, you know, they've got wonderful style, and they've also collaborated. The three of us are going to be working on Minnesota for Minnesota. That's
fantastic. Well, I think it's high time that we bring style back to men, young, old, in between. I think the Dandy Project is one that is doing that well. Now, what are some of the things that we should look forward to in terms of the Dandy Project? I note that you have a fantastic table book out there. Talk about that.
We've got the book, and the money from the book, the sales of the book goes into, I have a foundation called Humble Slice, which goes into a foundation which we're still looking for raising funds, which you talked about earlier. We're going to probably do a Kickstarter, and it's anytime a young man says, I want to go to camp, I want to go to college, I want to just have a good meal, we'll have those funds. So the next project is announcing the new Dandies for 2015. and Jim Gallup and Nick Gallup Studios have committed to shoot it, and they print it off for free. We'll do the new launch of the Dandies. We'll get their book by December, so you get your Christmas book, and they'll work through the year of all 2015. So the Dandies is really to continue to support the community. Buy 2 books, because the money from the book goes into the Foundation Humble Slice.
Well, hey, you're doing a fantastic job always, and I think what people need to know about Richard Moody is that your events are not just for Richard Moody.
No.
Your events are always about community involvement and important programs that are out there. So we want to just thank you so much for all that you do, man.
Well, thank you for the opportunity, and always it's a blessing to be a part of your programs, a part of your life. And I have to give one shout out to Mrs. Walker, Sara Rogers, who I know is on the show later on. We also created this. She used to say, "Baby, how can I help?" And we grew up with that. That's our motto. How can I help? And it's never a no. Like we say, yes, and no is not an option.
Well, Richard Moody, we are so happy and proud that you can be here with us today, and all the best to the Dandies Project.
And please let me come back. I'd love to talk about it.
Fantastic.
Pleasure.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Richard Moody, thank you so much.
Thank you.
For more information on the Dandies Project and upcoming events, you can visit urbanperspectives.tv for a link. Again, thanks to Richard Moody for being here. Now, did you know that your wardrobe can provide skills for life? Next, we'll talk with an image consultant. She's an expert, a specialist in fashion trends who will show you how to make your current wardrobe brand new. It's all coming up next on Urban Perspectives. Welcome back to Urban Perspectives. From fashion runways to photo shoots, our next guest is an influential face and voice for the fashion community who is regularly featured on radio and TV. Please welcome wardrobe consultant Sara Rogers. Sara, how you doing?
I'm doing great. So nice to see you.
It's so nice for you to be here. You know, we watch you everywhere, here and there. You've been representing the community so well in this industry for great causes all around the Twin Cities. We really appreciate you being here.
Well, it's really my pleasure, so thanks for having me.
How can an individual, let's talk about your position as a wardrobe consultant, how can an individual change their style or change their lifestyle with their wardrobe?
I feel the way you dress is very important. I mean, first impression is a lasting impression. So a lot of people don't know there's an art and a science to dressing well. And I like to come along, I call myself a wardrobe educator because I really like to empower individuals and impart some of the knowledge that I've learned along the way and share some of those skills to help them dress and look their personal best.
So speaking of wardrobe consultant, you see people, I just got a card the other day. I was at the movie theater and someone gave me a card, said, hey, we're fashion stylist. What is a wardrobe consultant and what do they really do?
Well, there's wardrobe consultant, wardrobe stylist. They're there to help you with your image. There are a lot of free personal shoppers out there, and that's really why I designed my business, because yes, they can share with you, especially in their store, what to wear, but I want to make sure that you're hitting all your points. They may tell you look good in that color, but I want you to not only look good in it, I want you to feel good in it, and I want you to know that it's flattering for your body type. So that's why I refer to myself as a wardrobe educator, because I'm here to empower you with the knowledge that you need to move forward, and then you can utilize those services. But then you'll know, I look great in a crossover neckline. I look good in an A-line skirt. This is what balances out my body type.
So is there a difference? Obviously there is a difference between what you would consult for a man as what you would consult for a woman.
I specialize in women, but I do work with men as well. So definitely for guys, it's generally about helping them to flatter their physique as well, and then also taking into account their personality and their lifestyle.
Now, you have a unique approach to showing one how to utilize the fashions that they already have in their closets. Talk to us a little bit about your concept and how you go about redesigning a look for an individual from what they already have.
Yes, one of my services is to shop your own closet.
Yeah.
You have some fresh eyes that are looking at your existing wardrobe and giving you some ideas on how you can mix it up and get the most mileage out of those pieces you have. And then if you're missing a link or two, I can definitely give you a list of items that you may want to pick up on future shopping trips.
What are some of the main things one should have in their closet, main items you think that will go across various platforms for one's look?
Core wardrobe, the general consensus is if you're trying to manage your wardrobe, you want to have 5 tops for every bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And so you'll want a good pair of fitting trousers, pants, however you like to refer to that. A great jacket, it should really fit you well. It's the fit that makes the fashion as well. And great shoes, of course.
Yeah.
Nice coats. We live in Minnesota.
You definitely got to have coats in Minnesota. So now, how did you get started with this, Sara?
Oh, just a blessing from God. Anybody could do it, but He picked me. I was a stylist for Dayton's back in the day. They saw something in me that I didn't even see in myself, and gave me the opportunity to do some styling for them. And then friends and family have elevated me and believed in me, and it's just kind of snowballed.
Yeah, so when one calls you out, what does this service entail, and how does it start from start to finish?
Well, go to my website, sararogers.com, and you'll see a list of services and see which one fits you.
Mm-hmm.
I have a service I call the Real You Consultation. It's 2 hours where I will spend time with you, working with your, educating you, shopping at the mall. It's a tour, you don't have to buy anything, but showing you what jackets look great on you, what colors are great on you, what fabrics are flattering for you, how to bring out your personal best.
Mm-hmm.
I'll send you via email a new client questionnaire, so it's a profile, give me a little insight into what your needs are. I can shop with your budget as well. But again, it's about empowering you, so I don't care which store you're shopping in. If you like cheap and chic, or if you like luxe, you'll still be informed about what makes you look good. Mm-hmm. It's nice to look at everybody else, or have been shows.
Because everything doesn't fit everybody.
No, I loved watching like What Not to Wear with Stacey London and Clinton Kelly, but it's nice to look at that person, but you need to know what celebrates you.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's really what my objective is, to bring out your personal best, highlight your assets. If any challenges exist, I'm here to help you camouflage them. Well,
that's great. Well, we see you everywhere, all over the TV, and representing a lot of different companies. What does this do for Sara Rogers?
Oh, it's a joy and a passion. I mean, I've been in the fashion industry for over 30 years, but I'm really about style and looking your personal best, and I feel blessed to be able to do what I love.
Yeah, 30 years. Well, you could have looked like you just started a few years ago. We appreciate you being here. You represent our community so well, and you allow us through you to be in style. And I hope everyone will take advantage of what you have to offer.
I appreciate that. It's truly my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Sara Rogers, thank you so much. So now, for more information on Sara Rogers Consulting, you can visit also urbanperspectives.tv for a link. Thank you again, Sara Rogers. Weekly here on the Urban Perspectives, we present Shining Stars, highlighting people, places, and events that contribute to the vibrancy of the urban community. Now, our Shining Star this week is co-creator of Professionals, Playfessionals, and a producer of creative projects that exemplify the contemporary urban scene in the Twin Cities. I'd like for you to meet our Shining Star this week, Mr. Nick Hooks.
Nicholas Hooks, brand ambassador, connector, event planner, stylist. What I do is I connect people. The school I went to is the University of Minnesota. That's the reason I'm in Minnesota. I'm from originally Racine, Wisconsin. A stomping grounds. That kind of just raised the kid that you see now. I got started back in college. It's kind of a vocation. It kind of just happened. I used to host a lot of parties in my apartment. It grew from 20 people to 30 people to 50 to 150 to the police knocking on the door. So it started from there, and it kind of took a life of its own, and I've been doing it ever since. It felt good to bring people together, like I said, to connect people. Now I run my website, which is mrhooks.com. It's an outlet, somewhat like Instagram, Facebook. People go there to find out what's going on, the happenings. It also serves as a platform for my styling. This is a starting point. but you know, I want to go to New York, I want to go to LA, but I want it to be global, a global brand when it comes to styling. But what makes me different? It's organic and it's real, it's honest. You know, I think we're in a culture where a lot of people don't know who they are, and I've kind of always had this intuition and this old soul to know what my truth is, you know, and it's ever evolving. You know, tomorrow you may meet a new Nick, you know, but it's the honesty and the rawness that I have that a lot of brands, in my personal opinion, don't. From 3 years from now, I just hope to be a pillar of inspiration for people that are younger than me and older than me. That's what I hope to do with everything that I do. Yeah, that's the most important thing for me right now. I am Nick Hooks, Mr. Hooks, and you're watching Urban Perspectives.
Coming up, a Minnesota-based stylist with an unparalleled fixture on the fashion scene who has been heralded as a creative prodigy in today's fashion world. Find out what makes this designer unique on Urban Perspectives. My next guest is fueled by his love of fashion and intricacies of personal self-expression. He strives to continually prove himself in shaping today's fashion trends. Please welcome Parker Parker. Hey man, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Good, man. I've been hearing so much about this young cat that's out there on the scene that's just doing great stuff. So we're glad to have you here on board. Actually, I want to know, how would you describe your approach to fashion?
You know, I definitely think from my approach, it's really direct. I think for myself, there's a lot of guys out there that want to be fashionable and trendy and everything else. You know, and it doesn't have to be too pricey. It doesn't matter where you get it from. You know, the best outfit you can wear is self-confidence. So I think, you know, an accessory can add on to that look. But for me, it's definitely just knowing who you are and just rocking it out, no matter what the fashion is.
Speaking of which, fashion is an ever-changing world out there. One week it's this way, the next week it's another way. How do you approach the fashion world and come up with the designs that will be for today?
Well, you know, definitely as a stylist and as a designer, it's really about balancing both of them out. I think right now for women, they are definitely going more into the ambiguous, you know, oversized look, and for men, it's more of the fitted, tailored chino look. Yeah. So it's definitely, you know, being indicative about that when you are designing for someone, whether it's accessories or apparel. But I definitely think that all plays a role in today's society. You know,
Minnesota sound of the 80s and the 90s played a big role in influencing fashion. Everyone wanted to have the blouse sleeves like Prince, or you know, the
high-waisted pants.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
How does Minneapolis fit now in the fashion world? When an individual like you and others coming out of the Twin Cities scene, how does that work in terms of our influence over fashion overall?
I think right now it's definitely the art industry that's playing a lot of playing big into design and culture as well. You know, you have the Guthrie, they constantly do events there where they do architectural shows, where they do fabric design, and you know, they play into that whole look. I think for the Twin Cities, I think we are definitely embracing local designers a lot more now, and it definitely plays a big role into how we dress each other. I don't think everyone is as cookie cutter as they were years ago. I think everyone is learning to accept themselves as an individual and really rock that style, but still using their culture around them influence what they're wearing. Oh,
that's great. That's great to know in terms of determining the next trend. You know, you came up with this really great design.
Yeah, thank you.
Those little pieces right there.
Lapel pins,
lapel pins. Now, I see guys wearing them around town, and I'm like, what is that? And now I'm starting to see more and more. And we were just talking off set, and you're talking about how they are all handed design. Explain a little bit about that.
So they're all handcrafted. They're ceramic, and then they're fired. So Parks and Parker, you know, it's an assorted of accessories. You know, we have briefcases, we have the lapel pins, we have pocket squares. It's just an assortment of designs, and I'm known for my big hats that I always wear. And so late fall, we're going to add those into the collection.
So it wasn't Pharrell who came out with the big hats, it was Parker Parker.
It was Parker. You know, he just had a bigger name than me, so that's how it got bigger when he did it.
Well, you know, we have two models showcasing some of your hottest items that you just talked about. So again, they include what now?
So it's briefcases, pocket squares, lapel pins. We have jewelry, we have bracelets. It's basically just all accessories. You know, when I initially started this line, I was thinking about that guy that wants to be trendy, but there's not a market, there's not a huge market for guys with ambiguous accessories. And so I created that line. And then shortly after, I realized a lot of women wanted to wear the pieces as well. So, for the lapel pins, they're kind of going more into a unisex stage. But for the pocket squares and the briefcases, that's definitely, but like I said before, fashion is going such parallel as far as being ambiguous and not really having a sex. It's just all about, if you can rock it, you rock it.
Now you're a young individual. How did you get started in this? What inspired you, and who inspires you?
I honestly, it's still to this day, my father's side, my grandfather actually sewed clothes, and I didn't even know that. He sewed a lot of clothes, and he used to do it for my my aunt and my uncle and my father to save money. And so he used to make their clothes, and so I never really knew that. And my grandmother, she was always really big into fashion, pearls and furs and things like that. But I actually had a line picked up at 14, put in Astrup drugstores. So it was in 8 of their stores. It was all accessories like bracelets. I did that with them for 2 years, and then shortly after that, there started to be some pieces similar to mine, so they didn't renew the contract or get new pieces. But it was a good journey while it lasted. Throughout that time, we had to do promo shoots, and I was doing it at such a young age, and I didn't have the connections, of knowing who to get and how to get this person, get that person, to find a stylist. So I was doing it all on my own. And then I ran across different designers in the Twin Cities. And when I moved to the Twin Cities, and they were like, whoa, I love your creative direction. You want to help me with my shoot? And it just kind of made a name for itself.
Yeah, well, hey, what can I say? I mean, you're doing it. You're rocking it, as you said. You rock it where you rock it, and you're doing a fantastic job at it, representing the community, representing new trends, new fashion. And we look for bigger and better things as you move along here. And those lapel pins, I know I'm getting 1, 2, 3.
Yes, get them in all colors, right? All colors, yes.
Parker, well, thanks for being here on this program, and we wish you all the best in your future and what you do.
Thank you.
All right, so thank you so much. Thank you for watching Urban Perspectives today. I just also want to thank all of my great guests, Richard Moody, Sara Rogers, Parker, our models, and of course you, the audience, for getting up with Urban Perspectives. And remember, there are positive things that are happening in our communities every day. See them right here on Urban Perspectives. Now enjoy our photos of the week featuring the Sweet Life Fashion Show. I'm Pete Rhodes, and I'll see you next week.